the two elements we're going to look at today are both the heart and the small intestine. So you won't be surprised that the heart, opening the heart balances both the body for circulation, but also the body for emotions and the mind for emotions. And then the small intestine focus, it's a great tonic for the digestive system, and Nicky's focus this week is very much on the digestive system within the Chinese medicine system. So any kind of twists or rotations are particularly good, not only just for the small intestine, but for the liver, the stomach, the gallbladder, the whole digestive system collectively. So we're going to start the two areas for the heart and the esophagus. If you take one hand's width above the navel is the heart area within this lower area, and one hand below the navel is the small intestine. So just starting by a nod to the heart and the small intestine, as you just gently hold above and below, it doesn't matter which hand goes where, one above, one below, and just tune in for a moment or two to your breath. This sequence today is very much Tibetan, and that kind of skirts along the Chinese medicine. It's a fascinating combination. We've got elements of Qigong in there as well, so as well as yoga, of course. So it is a sort of an interesting, it all comes under the yoga banner, but it's interesting to see, for me, how the Tibetan influence has an effect. So you can keep your hands there or just release them to your knees. And we'll just start with our neck as we start to move through the energies in a slightly, again, different way. So just turn your neck gently to one side, only as little as much as you're able to do. And take an in and an out breath here. And then very, very gently bring your head to center and gently turn your neck to the other side. So we're starting off with something called the Udana energy, which is the upward energy from the throat upwards. It's a slightly different way of starting our energy flow. And then come to the center. And then just very, very gently just drop your head downwards towards your chest, if that works for you. If not, then not quite so low. And then just like a pendulum of a clock, roll your chins up to one side, as little as much as you would like. Bring your pendulum down, chin to chest, and gently roll it to the other side, coming up the other side. And then once more, either side, dropping chin to chest, coming up towards one shoulder, dropping chin to chest, and coming around to the other. Drop your chin to the chest centrally again, and then bring your head up. And then just very gently taking your, either the backs of your thumbs or the backs of your second and third finger, and just massage along your jawline, starting at the chin and then coming up along the jawline, up towards the ear. So this is really, the jaw carries a lot of tension that we probably don't realise. So we just begin to start from there. And then take the backs of your thumbs and start on the centre of your forehead, just gently smoothing from the centre of the forehead out and over the temples. A couple of times. You're just beginning here to skirt into Qigong. But you'll also find this movement in the Himalayan yoga movement as well. And then just drop your backs of your thumbs to either side of the bridge of your nose, and just very gently trace the backs of your thumbs from the bridge of your nose out along the cheekbone up towards the temples. The thumb should follow a natural level. And then just drop your thumbs, and once more just along your chin, just above your jawline. And really just let your thumbs go, backs of your thumbs go anywhere that feels good for you. And then still on the Udana energy, just lift and roll your shoulders. And once more lift and roll your shoulders. So this movement of lifting and rolling your shoulders as we do it again opens the energy pathways passing through your shoulders and your neck going up to your head. And then from there, once more, just gently turn your head from one side to centre, and then to the other side, and then to centre. And now we start moving on to the next energy, which is the prana energy. So circling your wrists in one direction, and then breathing out, audibly go, and circling your wrists again. Once more. And then the third time, you can opt for the same direction or reverse your circle. And lastly, and then make a fist with one hand and press it into the palm of the other. So you're creating, you'll feel a tension here all across the chest area. And just shake your hands out. And then reverse, so you're making a fist with the other hand, pressing into the palm of the hand, and feel that tension in your arms, in your chest, you're sitting up. And then just release and shake out. Place your hands very lightly on your collarbones and very gently circle your elbows. Now the circle can be as small or as large as you like. As you breathe in, your elbows go up. Classically speaking, you should bring your elbows together, but if that's too much, then don't worry. And then just very gently reverse your circle, breathing in as you lift up, lowering, breathing in. And then last time, breathing in and lowering your hands. Gently open your arms. You can keep bending your elbow and gently hug yourself. Self-love, compassion at the heart. Just come slightly forward and just gently go from side to side. Breathing in, sit up and gently open your arms again. Try and remember which arm is on top, because you're going to reverse the arms as you come to the other side. Come forward and just very gently go from side to side. And then open your arms and just drop your hands down to the side. So we come to the next energy, which is samana energy, and that operates from side to side. So we begin to come to those twists that I mentioned, which look at the intestine, but also other organs like the liver and the stomach, gallbladder. So sitting up, I'm going to cross my left arm to my right knee, but it doesn't matter. My right hand goes behind. As I breathe in, I lengthen and sit up slightly. And as I breathe out, I gently turn. My head is the last thing to turn. Breathe in, slightly lift your spine, and breathe out, gently turn, but only go to where it is right for you. And stay here for one more breath, and breathe out. And very gently come back to the center. Just lengthen your spine as you cross. I'm going to cross my right arm over to my left knee. My left hand is behind me. As I breathe in, I lengthen. And as I breathe out, I turn slightly. Breathe in, lengthen. And breathe out, turn. Head is the last thing to turn. Breathe in, lengthen. And breathe out, turn. And then come back to the center. Just take a nod to compensate for that turn. You can either bring your fingers out in front of you, or you can bring your hands to the inside of your thighs. And it's a very, very, very gentle nod forward. And then come back up again. And we now come to the Apana energy, which resides in the lower part of by the hips. Just placing your hands on your knees, breathing in, sitting up a little bit, not too much. Breathing out, round chin comes to chest. Breathing in, sitting up. And breathing out, rounding, chin comes to chest. And breathing in, sitting up. And breathing out, rounding, chin comes to chest. And then sit up. So we're still on the Apana energy, and this is a really strange one. It activates the internal peristalsis movement of the digestive tubing, should we say, that goes along the digestive tract. So just tense your perineum. Your bottom might also tense and release. Tense your perineum, it tones the inside, and just release. And then tense the perineum and just release. And then just come to bring your hands either side. Unravel your legs, and we come to the next energy level as we come to our hands and knees. And we're going to be looking at something called the Dhyana energy, but just know that it goes circulates your entire body. So here we're going to do a very similar movement that we did sitting. It's a cat-cow. So again, inhaling, dipping your back, and either looking along the floor or looking down, looking up or along the floor, and breathing out, rounding, chin comes to chest. And inhaling, dipping your back. And breathing out, chin comes to chest. And inhaling, dipping your back. And breathing out, chin comes to chest. You're warming the spine. The spine connects to all the organs of our body, so it's warming everything up. Dipping the back, and then rounding chin to chest. If you're able to do so, let's come to tuck your toes underneath, and come into a very soft downward dog. You can keep your knees bent, and you can widen your feet once you're up. So a very soft downward dog. Once you're up, bring your weight of your bottom away from your hands, and I'm going to widen my feet a little bit and keep a very soft bend in my knees. And then just walk the dog. That's bending one knee and straightening slightly, and then the other knee. There's no need for you to aim your heels to the ground, but you don't have to get your heels to the ground. And then very gently walk or bring your hands towards your feet towards your hands. You can soften your knees, and you can either keep your hands softened towards the mat, or just hold your elbows, letting the weight of your body rest on your torso, rest on your bent, on your thighs. And then just very, very gently start to press your feet into the ground and roll up vertebra by vertebra. You can use your hands to trace coming up towards standing. And then inhaling, lift and roll your shoulders. So we come again to just explore Qigong. And this is one of the opening sequences to Qigong. So inhaling, clasping hands together, reversing your palms and lifting up, breathing out, lowering your hands back down to your side. Inhaling, bringing your hands up, reversing. Press your feet down. Breathing out, lowering your hands down along your side. And inhaling, lifting up. And breathing out. By the way, the complete sequence, we do this 10 times. Your arms actually might get quite tired. And then the second part is the same. As you breathe in, reverse, coming up. Breathing out, lower your arms to being straight in front of you. Breathing in, bend your elbows to come out to the side, and you can keep a bend in your elbows or come straight out, depending on your capacity. And then coming back. Breathing in. Breathing out, arms in front. Breathing out. Breathing again. And then we'll make this the last time. Breathing in. And then coming back to the center. And release your hands down by your side. And once more, just lift and roll your shoulders. So coming back to Qigong again, just very gently. The inside of your eyes, where you might, any sleepy eye, you just clear your eyes, and then if you angle your fingers at that point towards the bridge of your nose, is one of the starting points in Qigong. So just very gently massage with either your third or second finger in little circles at that point, either side of the bridge of the nose at the very top where the eye joins the nose almost. And then just travel with your fingers to the end of your eyebrows above that inner eye point. And just again, you'll feel a little dent in the bone. And just massage gently in one direction. And you might like to then gently massage in the other. So if you wanted further direction, it doesn't really matter, but you would massage anti-clockwise first and then clockwise second for between 3, 5 or 7 times. This is just a nod to Qigong. And then just move your fingers halfway along your eyebrows. And again, you'll feel a little nick as you massage very gently in one direction. And massage very gently in the other direction. You're getting all very major points here, so you're just basically waking up your entire system. And then drop your hands to the outside of the eyebrows, which is really getting into almost the temples. Very gently massage into that dent, which is quite a large dent at the end here, and gently the other way. If you drop your fingers directly below the pupil of your eye, very gentle here, there's a little nick in the lower eye socket, but just almost a little tiny gentle massage here, and massage the other way. And then the Qigong, you can bring your fingers to the top of your forehead, just draw them down over your third eye, either side of the bridge of the nose, and then just going down the bridge of the nose and coming off of the bridge of the nose. So you're getting a lot of pressure points here. Just gently stroke down the front of your forehead. Your fingers part either side of the nose, down the nose, into that little niche here, and then off. And then the third time, just down. Either side of the bridge of the nose, down the nose, and off. And then just drop your fingers, I don't know if you can see, my ear finishes, and it's just under the ear, almost under the jaw, either side, and just massage there. Although you think, oh, that's very good for hearing, it is. It's also quite good for eyes as a connection. And then the other direction. And then just drop your hands and lift your shoulders. So just cross one foot over the other. Raise your hands up. This is the gallbladder meridian, and a nice stretch along the side. And you can keep your hands up as you unravel your feet and cross over to the other side. You can go from side to side. The gallbladder again. And then just unravel your feet and lower your arms. And once more connect with the heart center, hand, hip, hands width above the navel and hands width below the navel. Heart at the top and small intestine again. Connecting with the heart and small intestine, connecting with the summer energy, and then just release. Lift and roll your shoulders. So inhale, raise your hands, hopefully you can see me reverse them and up. Press your feet down, breathing out to one side. Inhale, come to the center, and breathing out, go to the other side. Press your feet down and come to the center, and just very gently turn to one side. Your rotation. Come to the center, and very, very gently turn to the other side, and come to the center. And then hands at shoulder height. Keep a bend in your elbows if that's too much. Turn your head and look beyond the third finger of one hand. Come to the center, and then turn and look beyond the third finger of the other hand. And come to the center with your head. Place your hands as you lift and roll your shoulders on your waist, so you're opening your lung meridians, your lung space here. Step your feet out a little bit, and just gently bend your knees. Your bottom goes away from you, so you're activating your core here. Press your feet into the ground as you come up. And lower your hands. Lift and roll your shoulders again. As you slide your hands down your legs, coming to probably around your shins, press your hands into your shins and have a sense of lengthening along your spine from the tailbone to the top of the head. Breathe out, bend your knees and elbows go out to the side, breathing coming in. Inhale, press your hands on your shins, lengthening your spine. And staying here as you exhale. Breathing in, press your feet into the ground, soften your knees, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing once more. Lift and roll your shoulders and clasp your hands behind you, aiming your knuckles to the ground. It opens your shoulders. You can feel that lift. Breathing out, turn very gently to the left. Breathing in, come to the center. And breathing out, turn very gently to the right. Come to the center. Either stay here and enjoy the opening of the heart as well, by the way, or step your feet out a little bit and bend your knees, coming forward to lift your hands once you're down, up above you. And if that's too much, you can drop your hands and just hold your wrists. Press your feet down as you roll up vertebra by vertebra to come back to standing once more. Lift and roll your shoulders. And either hold your wrists or your elbows, or if this is available to you, reverse prayer at the back where you bring your fingers together. Very good for opening your meridians again. Elbows in an ideal world are out, that's difficult. Breathing out, turn to the left. Breathing in, come to the centre, and breathing out, turn to the right. Come to the centre, and again, this is optional, as you might step out a little bit and come forward. Your elbows in, again, an ideal world, are lifting up rather than drooping down, so they're like wings. Press your feet down as you roll back up to standing. And just lower your arms to release them. Lift and roll your shoulders, and then just once more, just lift your hands up. Hold your thumbs as you gently sway from side to side. And come to the center, and lower your hands. So again, we just switch from yoga, Ayurveda, to Qigong, another opening Qigong sequence. Lift and roll your shoulders. This looks very similar to start with as you lift your hands, reverse and coming up. This part is familiar as you go from one side, breathing out. Inhale to center and breathing out, go to the other side. Inhale, come to the center and breathing out, turn gently to one side. Inhale to the center and breathing out gently, turn to the other side. And inhale to the center. Step your feet out a little bit as you lower your hands. Begin to bend your knees and come down only as little or as much as you're able to. You can actually squat right down or just come a little bit down. Wherever you are, turn to the left. Your head is relaxed down. Come to the center and turn to the right. And come to the center, release your hands and hold. You might need to come up a little bit wherever you are. Hold the back of your legs, your calves. If you're right down, you can actually come to a squat with your hands in front of you. It's very good for opening the lower hips, but not at the expense of knackering your knees out. And then wherever you are, press your hands down on the ground if you need to for support. To come up to a forward bend and hold your elbows as you turn to the left. Come to the center and breathing out, turn to the right. Come to the center, release your hands, press your feet into the ground and start as you bend your knees to roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And lift and roll your shoulders. This might be very familiar, moving all the joints as we fly, bending the knees, the weight goes through the ankles, pressing into the feet, the knees bend, your obviously shoulders, arms, wrists. The respiratory function is very much slowed down because it correlates with your arm movement. And respiratory is so closely connected to the circulatory system.
Can I add a little?
Yes, do please add a little bit.
I'm just practicing some Qigong where you start with the breath and then you let the navel rise and then lift the arms. And it becomes a very integrated movement, but it's very mindful.
So that's great. Say that again, that I just take that in.
So you initiate with the breath, so breathe in. Yeah. Feel your belly rise and the belly lifts the arms a little bit, then you continue to lift yourself with the arms. So you're letting the breath actually lift the navel, which starts the movement of the arms and then releases that down.
It confers untold health benefits, but then just when you've come to finish, come to just bring your hand below your navel. So in this system, it's called the Dantian, and in yoga, it's called the Hara. So just bring and just take a couple of breaths here. And then this next movement is very difficult to describe. We're surrounded by electrical energy impulses that give signals from our brain to our body, and those extend slightly beyond our body.
So this is clearing the magnetic field effectively, or clearing your aura. So inhaling, raising your hands if you can see me, and then just, you don't have to touch your head, just going over. If you're very subject to headaches and very affected by strip lighting and flickering lights, this is a very useful one for that, on the basis that it's just clearing your magnetic field. And it just clears the energy from other people if you've been in a very crowded space. Like, you know, if you go back to trains and airports, doing this might get people to go away from you anyway. They'll think you're mad. But this is, anyway, so then just lift and roll your shoulders.
I think we get a lot of extra electrical activity with screen time with this lockdown, don't we? So we've still got it, even if it's not crowded trains and stations.
And then the other thing that I wanted to say, which is going slightly off track from the sequence, but a complete magnetic clear, comes from Kundalini Yoga. And they call them miracle bends, but I will just show you as we're on that subject. So the miracle bends are just gently lifting the hands up. You can stretch them up and keep them bent. You can look up if that's good for your neck. And breathing out, really bend your knees as you come down to touch the floor or aim towards the floor. Inhaling, rolling up, your knees can be bent. Lifting up. And breathing out, really slowly coming down. Now, when I hasten to add that in the intermediate section, they might be doing this a lot faster. But it's when you move quickly and non-mindfully that you can have injury. So when you're practicing this at home, it's incredibly helpful, but you can move a bit faster. But be warned, don't move beyond your, just make sure, bending your knees protects your spine because it just softens everything. And then just come up. Bringing your hands once more, hand, heart, intestine. Doesn't matter which hand goes around. And then very gently come to the mat and come to a kneeling position. So we're going to do a form of, if anybody has a knee issue, just flag that up with me or have a cushion under your knee. But we're going to kneel up and do like a moon salute to the sun, or a moon version of this. So, and it's been a strawberry moon as well, I think, recently, the significance of which apparently has been quite great. So, inhaling, raise your hands up. Breathing out, lower your hands to being in front of you. Obviously, you're bending your knees. You're coming into cat. Inhaling, dipping your back. Breathing out round your back. Tuck your toes. Tummy comes in to protect your back and coming into a soft dog. Walk the dog a couple of times. This is an inversion, so it's very helpful. And then very gently bend both knees to come back down to the ground. The back in cat. Flatten your feet. Well, you can keep them tucked under, but I'm going to flatten my feet and bring my bottom towards my heels, stretching out in, really, I call this swan. And inhaling, I'm going to slide my hands towards my knees as I kneel up. And inhaling, raising my hands. Now, in this series, you do actually sit back down on your heels, but I do know that some people don't actually enjoy that. So if that is not good for you, then don't do it, because it puts quite a strain on the knee. It just keeps the kneeling standing. And then we come back to kneeling up again, hands up, either straight looking ahead or looking up. If your neck will take that. Breathing out, bringing your hands back down to the ground in cat. Inhaling, dipping, looking either up or on the ground. Breathing out rounding chin to chest as you tuck your toes and come into your dog. Feel free to move your feet wider apart, bending one knee and then the other knee. You can bend both knees and extend both knees if you want to. Really feel that the weight of your bottom is moving away from your hands to balance your weight, and then bring both knees back down to the ground. Either untucking your toes or the underneath your toes will take it to bring your bottom towards your heels, and you can slide your hands out in front of you, stretching all the way along your back, getting into Parasakara between the shoulder blades, and then beginning to slide your hands back. Toes are tucked either underneath or just flat on the ground as you raise your hands up, looking up, and exhaling, come back down to either kneeling high or sitting. My knee cracked then, but I can manage that. And then again, moving up, looking up or straight ahead, breathing out, coming to cat. Slide your hands along, perfect cat, dipping your back as you breathe in, breathing out as you round, and then tapping your toes as you're coming into dog. A nod to bending your knees, walking the dog, or bending both knees. And then breathing out, bringing your knees back down to the ground, tapping your toes underneath, or flattening your feet as you bring your bottom towards your heels, stretching out. And then sliding your hands. Lifting up and breathing out, lowering your hands. This time bringing your hands to the left to allow you to step up with your right foot. If you need balance, move your right foot out towards the edge of the mat and then kneel up. So inhaling, lifting your hands up. This is surprisingly difficult. You can look up, but just check your balance. And then breathing out, lower your hands. Lift and roll your shoulders. Open your palms upwards and look up if that's good. If not, look straight ahead. Bring your head upright and bring your hands forward as you come forward with your hands either side of your knee, and just let your leg just come into a forward lunge. My knee is sort of 90 degrees. You can let your knee extend exceptionally beyond 90 degrees here because the weight of your hands is supporting you. So this becomes a hip opener. And then come back to stretching your front leg out and toes up to the ceiling to within your capacity. You might go right back, you might just have a nod and stretch. And then hands either side of your front foot as you slide your right foot back. And hands then go to the right to allow your left foot to come up. And again, move your left foot out towards the side of the mat if that is going to secure and stabilize your balance. Inhaling, lifting your body up, raising your arms, looking ahead or up. Stretch your fingers, thumbs come towards you, little fingers go away. And then breathing out, lower your hands, and then just coming forward, hands either side, stretching forward over the knee, hip stretch. Come back upright and just stretch your left leg out, toes up. Come back. Stand up once again and just open your hands, just opening a different area of your body. And then come back with your hands either side of your front foot and slide back to cat again. And then just very gently go from side to side with your bottom, almost like wagging, if you were a dog, wagging your tail. Just circular, moving the bottom from side to side. And then tuck your toes, slide your hands back, come to a forward bend, and then come to walk your feet to your hands to your feet. Bend your knees and roll up very gently, vertebra by vertebra to standing. And lift and roll your shoulders. And step your right foot in front of you. Again, you've got the option of coming with your right foot out to the side. And we're going to come to warrior one. So you can, we'll just start with our hands on the waist. Opening the shoulders, opening the lungs. And then just dip, bend your front right knee as you drop your weight centrally. And inhale, come back. Feel that you can adjust your back foot. You might like to bring it out to 45 degrees. And again, just dip your front knee as you drop your weight centrally and then come back. Make any adjustment with your feet that you need to. This time, as you drop your front knee, breathing in, bring your hands up, and either look ahead or look up, and breathing out, lowering your hands back down to your side. Breathing in, dipping your front knee, dropping your weight centrally. Hold the breath in for a nanosecond, and then breathing out, lowering your hands. And then inhaling, dipping your front knee, hold the breath, 1, 2, 3, and breathing out, lowering your hands. Step your front foot back, your right foot in my case, and then just lift up your heels, just explore moving your feet. And now step your left foot forward. Do feel that you can move your left foot out to the side if you need to for balance, and your back right foot almost at a 45 degrees. In warrior one, you can have the option of lifting your back heel. I tend not to do that, but it is an option. So hands on the waist, breathing out, dipping or bending your front knee, but have a sense of dropping your weight centrally, not coming forward, putting pressure on the front leg or knee, coming back. Again, make any adjustments and just dip your knee, front knee, dropping your weight centrally. You'll see that this lifts your chest. It's a warrior strengthening position and grounding and come back. This time, as you drop your front knee, breathing in, just lift your arms however high you want. And look either ahead or up, lowering your hands. And then once more, inhaling. Hold your breath for a moment at the top, increasing your lung capacity, breathing out, lowering. And then inhaling, softening your knee, holding the breath for 1, 2, 3, stretching your fingers and breathing out, lowering your arms. Stepping your front leg, left leg, in my case back, and lifting and rolling the shoulders. So I'm going to stand out, I've got my back to you, legs apart. I'm going to turn my right foot out, my left foot in. My left hand goes on my waist, which keeps the left shoulder open at the top, where it joins the torso. My right hand goes out, I look at my right hand, and just stretching forward, and then bringing my right hand to my shin. And then I'm turning, chin tucks in. If you look up, it still tucks in. If you look ahead, it tucks in. And if you look down at the ground, you can either stay like this, sliding your hand down more and more, or you can open your arm up, but only if that's good for you. Otherwise, keep your hand on your waist. It's a triangle pose. And then soften your knee, look down, as you come up. Hands on the waist. Bring your feet parallel and then turn your left foot out and your right foot goes in. Bring your hand out, look beyond the third finger with your hand, stretch forward, tummy or abdomen comes in slightly to protect you, and then bring your hand onto your shin. Slide your hand down and slide your legs, adjust your legs as much as you like. The idea is to open your elbow and not come forward. Chin tucks in to protect the back of your neck. And you can lift your arm up if that's good, either looking up, chin in, straight ahead or down. But to come out of it, look down in this case, and then slide your hand up. Feet parallel. I'm going to switch around to face you now. And then just really bend your knees, slide your hands down the legs, and just place your hands, if they're able to, on the ground. Your knees are bent as much as you need to come down. And just gently shift the weight from side to side. So it means bending one knee, slightly coming to one side, bending the other knee. As you just shift your weight gently from side to side. And then bend your knees. Bring your toes in, heels, heel toe in, so heels in, toes out, toes in, heels, hopefully you'll get what I mean. And then bend your knees and roll up vertebra by vertebra. Lift and roll your shoulders. So that was Apana energy because it was grounding. This comes on to Dhyana energy. So I'm not good at this. Nicky will demonstrate beautifully. So eagle and variations of eagle. So cross one leg over the other. I'm going to keep my toes on the ground. You can cross your hands. And Nicky's going to ably demonstrate here. I'm going to do a nod to bend down. But if you want to lift your feet up off the ground, then you're very welcome to do so. Feel the upper torso being stretched. So the upper thoracic area between the shoulder blades, and then gently come up. When you cross your arms and your legs, even though you wouldn't think so, the brain registers there's been a crossover. So it kind of encourages a left-right brain communication, and then lifting and rolling the shoulders, and then crossing over the other side. But you cross your arms and your legs. So again, Nicky is much better at this than I am, so just bending down. If you do it properly, it is a balance, but I'm not doing it properly, I'm just a token to that. But it's all very much in the mind, because you really can't focus on much else when you're doing this. And then just unwrapping. And unwrapping again, lifting rolling the shoulders. So again, I'm going to turn that back to you, coming into stepping my feet apart. And we're coming into warrior two. So left foot in, my right foot's out. Arms up, shoulder height, stuck in the front, my Marquez right knee. And then reverse warrior. So my left hand goes to the back of my thigh, lift my thumb up, looking at it, and then bending my front knee to come into side angle pose. You can keep your hand on your waist, or you can carry on with a hand in anywhere. And again, reverse warrior, coming up and breathing out into the side angle. And coming into warrior. Straighten your feet parallel, hands on the waist as you lift and roll the shoulders. And then my right foot's going to come in, my left foot turns out. And again, come into your warrior two. Soften your front knee, look beyond the third finger with your hand. And then reverse warrior, lifting, in my case, my left hand, looking at my thumb, disconnecting the stress centers from the brain, and then coming to side angle pose, either leaving my hands on my waist, or if you want to carry on, stretching. And then reverse warrior again, looking up and exhaling, and into side warrior. Coming back up to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, feet parallel, and then I'm going to turn around as I bring my arms in and just very gently slide, bending the knees. You can come with your hands to the ground, but just a forward movement to very gently balance that movement you made. And then just press your feet down into the ground, roll up, bring the feet a little bit together. So this one is moving on to Samana energy, lifting your hands up, bringing your hands down through your front. And then I'm going to really bend my knees. It's just a nod. Now, Nicky might want to go and do a full turn, just a nod to the side. You can
Doing a half turn movement today.
you're a half turn. Okay, so just a token turn. And inhaling, coming to the center, hands up, and then bring down through the center, and just come again to a half turn. Coming in, coming to the up, and then come down, bending your knees and coming once more to the ground. And again, we're going to do a modified half turn. So I'm going to just encourage you to hug one knee in. I'm going to hug my right knee into the chest, hug my right knee, right hand goes behind me, lifting as you breathe in, lifting up and breathing out, turning. Your head is the last thing to turn. Breathing in, lift your spine and breathing out, turn. We're still looking at Samana energy. That's the center part, the twists, the turns that affect your digestive system. And then coming back, hug the knee in and just hug forward. And then just let that, my right leg come out and hug my left knee in. My left hand goes behind me, breathing in, raising my right arm, and then hugging the left knee as I breathe in, lengthen my spine, and breathing out, turn. And then breathing in, lengthening my spine, and breathing out, turning. And then just come back, bend both knees and just let your feet fall out and just slightly bend over your knees, just compensating for the movement that you've made, the rotation that you've made, and also it's opening you out at your lower back. And then coming to sitting. Anything Tibetan is always slightly different from what you think it would be. So this one is a breath work, which is slightly more vigorous than we normally do. So make a fist, thumbs up, hands at 30 degrees. You can keep bending your elbows, and you're always sniffing the air, feel those in and out through equal amounts. So it's breathing in, breathing out. And come to a stop, breathing in, hold the breath, thumbs together, and breathing out, lower your hands. We haven't finished by any means, but at this point there is just a rest on the ground to recoup the energy we expended. And that breath work we've just done in the series, you do from 50 to a very precise 108 times, which is a magic number in yoga. But I'm not going to do that now, but I just thought I'd let you know. So, to finish Samana energy, we're just going to spend a few breaths just lying on the ground. You can either adopt Shavasana or you can have your knees bent. So yoga in this system has the belief that when you move your energies, you create energy, and that energy, to be beneficial, needs to be absorbed into the body. And so you'll find in some systems of yoga, people just rest. And this is one of those systems. It's just letting the energy that we've created absorb back into the body. So the invitation is simply once more to connect with your small intestine, that is one hand's width below your navel, and your heart energy, which is a hand's width above your navel. Doesn't matter which hand goes where, but just for a couple of breaths, connect with breathing. And while we're here, just extend your heels, one heel and relax, and then extend the other heel and relax. Extend one heel and then the other heel, and then just release and relax your feet out to the side. And then very gently let your head almost roll off its center to one side. Take it in and then out breath. Let your head come back to center, almost rolling on the back of your skull. And let your head, as you breathe out, move to the other side. Just check that your shoulders are away from your ears. And just come back with your head to the center. Just check into the energy in your feet and beyond your feet. If there's any tingling or any movement. Bring your focus to where the heels connect with the ground, where the backs of your legs, your calves, and maybe your knees, your bottom, sitting bones, and then your back, shoulders, and then the back of the head. And then very gently, because we're carrying on, just bend one knee into the chest, and then bend another. And just enjoy rocking very gently from side to side. We move our focus here to the lower back as we're massaging across the lower back and upper sacral area. And how much you rock from side to side is up to you. You can almost rock right over so that your elbow touches the ground, and you'll get a bigger massage across your lower back area. But then gently and taking your time to roll to one side, your right side, if that's available to you, away from your heart. There's less pressure on your heart. And then we come to a prana vayu again. And here we just circle the wrists one way and circle the wrists the other way. And almost make a bow and arrow, as if you're pulling your bow. And you can, optionally, do a lion's breath here, as your tongue out, but you don't have to. And then just release and do your bow the other side. Your back elbow is up rather than drooping down. And again. And then just very, very gently circle your hands one way and circle your hands the other way. Come forward with your hands in a slightly forward bend. And just slightly move from side to side, slightly shifting the weight from one side of the bottom to the other. And now bring your hands back And come once more to lie on your back with your knees bent as we come to once more revisiting the Udana energy. So knees bent, feet on the floor. If you can, hands down, just do a couple of pelvic tilts. That's flattening your back to the ground, lifting your bottom, but actually not, just a token, and then releasing so that there's a gap under your back. A couple of times, just flattening and releasing. And then option, you either carry on doing that or do a very soft bridge, pressing your feet down, actually lifting your bottom and lifting your bent arms above your head, your chin tucks in, and breathing out, lowering everything back down to the ground. And then once more pressing your feet into the earth, lifting your bottom, strengthening your back, lifting your bent arms above your head. Arms go up, stretch a little bit or a lot, and then start your breath to come out, come down, start your breath, and then lower your arms and bottom back down to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. Hold behind your backs of your legs, and just bring your feet up to the ceiling. You're supporting the backs of your legs as you just very gently sway from side to side. Just letting the reverse, it's an inversion, but a very soft one. When you're at home, you can rest your bottom on a bolster or cushion so that you've got support and stay here for a little bit longer, or have your legs against the wall. And then gently bend your knees and come now to your rest position, either coming into Shavasana, lying out on the mat or on the ground, or bring your knees together in constructive rest. But come just for a moment or two to once more relax. And let the energy that we've used absorb back into the system. So bring your attention to your feet. Just physically tense your feet and release, let the feet go, whether they are on the mat or if they're just relaxing, relying. Slightly tense your knees and let the knees release and go. Tense your bottom and just release and relax your bottom. Lift your chest away from the ground and let your chest relax back down. Physically lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Unconsciously lower your shoulders away from your ears. Let your head gently roll from side to side. And take a moment to have a thought for the day. It can be for yourself or anybody. And mentally repeat that thought of the day or sankalpa a couple of times to set your intention. And then you can either stay here and carry on relaxing, or otherwise, if you want to join me to end the class, you can bring your knees into your chest one more time. Gently rolling from side to side and taking your time to come to the seated position to finish the class. But as I said, do feel you can stay there if you want to. Take a bow for yourself, and I'll finish and close with the singing bowl. Thank you very much.